What happens when you win before you even begin? When you create a life you don't want to retire from? This is about the right questions that unlock life, give you clarity, and help you to enjoy the process along the way. Hey, Garrett here. I just want to start by saying thanks. I appreciate you. I love sharing stories and content and getting to connect with people. And for those that have been long-term subscribers of this channel, let me say I'm sorry. I hear you. I get it. New content is long overdue, so the good news is, now is the time. I'm all in. It's going to be daily, and it is going to be new. No more mashups, okay? Look, I could give you plenty of excuses like, hey, sold a house, moved into a new home, built this new recording studio, I sold my business, I was writing more than one book, including a children's book, doing a 15-city comedy tour, blah, blah, excuses. I read the comments, and I hear those of you that say, I interrupt too often. I could do a much better job as an interviewer. You're absolutely right. I've been working on it, mostly with therapy. This is some childhood stuff, I guess. And what I'm really excited to do is introduce you to a few new segments where I'll be learning along with you. So somewhere I'm doing these interviews is Time for Change. That's the name of a segment that will drop once a week. In a world of inflation, technology, blockchain, Web3, crypto, NFTs, and all things digital, especially when we're talking about money, this is going to be a look over my shoulder, learn along with me as we venture into the exciting yet chaotic future of currency. So let's go on this journey together. You can ask your questions, engage, type it in. I'll bring people with insight, intelligence, and information that can help make sense of this new world. If you want to know how to build connection and community, well, there's actually this amazing structure within NFTs, right? Non-fungible tokens that remove the middleman, where we use a smart contract. If you want to know how Bitcoin is actually liberating people that are ruled by dictators in certain countries, well, I'm bringing on people and we're going to learn from that. These are the type of people I want to learn from, and hopefully you do too. Now, for those who have never bought crypto or saying, I told you so with what's been going on, or don't know what an NFT even is, don't worry about it. That's why we're going to go through this. And let's just discover this world and see the pros and the cons and what works and what doesn't, and help people to manage and mitigate risk, because a lot of people have gotten involved in what I would call shit coins. A lot of promise and hype without being able to deliver. So let's navigate this together. Second, we're going to be coming out with an episode of Getting Scaled every week. So how can you get ahead without losing the things that matter the most to you, like health or your family or even some free time? Over the last few decades, I've met some fascinating people, and I want to introduce you to them. These are the people that have inspired and taught me in business and in my life. It's time for you to know them. These videos are going to be called Getting Scaled because in the process of trying to scale, it's kind of like a play on getting screwed. Like getting scaled is a lot of times people destroy everything that matters trying to get ahead, to find success. And when you're stuck in the grind, how do you see a way out? I know I nearly lost everything in my 20s by just getting in that scaled kind of mentality. So let's find out from people who've been there before how to navigate that kind of chaos in a way that's more elegant and allows you to improve and enjoy your life along the way. Okay, another segment every week, I'm really excited for this one. It's called What's Your Win? What happens when we chase the dream, but it's not even ours? Or what would life be like if you knew your win from the beginning? Where does play, like fun and enjoyment, have a role in our life? What happens when you win before you even begin? When you create a life you don't want to retire from? This is about the right questions that unlock life, give you clarity, and help you to enjoy the process along the way. I'll bring my business partner, Corey Wirt, the person who unlocks the best in me, so that we could all unlearn together. This is going to be more about unlearning the habits, the processes, and the mode that traps us in losing games, that life struggle of competition, zero-sum games, scarcity, take what you can. The world is just filled with myths that tell us to copy what everyone else does, model what they do, and that's what's going to give you success. Somehow that's going to be the same thing because someone else did it, you can too. Look, when we ignore who we are, when we try to do what everyone else is doing, there's no enjoyment in that. This is about finding your voice, who you are, what you really want, when the stress is stripped away, when it's not about net worth, but it's about your value, when you have a moment of quiet, a moment of clarity, when you get to write the rules for your life and take that pen. Look, What's Your Win is about creating your game. In the world, we played games growing up. My kids just tried to get me to play the game of life. I'm like, how do we still have that? That's still around? Look, guess what? Get a college degree, you win the game. That's not really how life works anymore, but that's what it was being taught. Even worse is when we play Monopoly. Monopoly, it's a game, but it's teaching zero-sum game scarcity. Take all you can, even from your loved ones. That's insane. Let's let go of some of those games and create the game that's worth winning, your game. Let's help you find your win. I'm really excited about that one. Another video that's going to be coming out, maybe a couple videos a week, is called Wealth Labs. These are going to be more interactive. I want you to ask your toughest questions. I want you to be in the comments, with responses. And I want you to think about, what is your biggest obstacle? What's your biggest opportunity? What are your toughest questions? Any of that. I want to take a deeper dive than just responding in a message. I want to film a video. So let me know what's going on in your life. So this will be very personal to finance. They say personal finance. It's usually not that personal. It's just that it's your finances, that someone's doing the same thing every time they meet with someone. This is about what's really going on in your life. Now, you might even want to debate me. That's fine. I'll come from a place of love and compassion. It's okay. It isn't about who's right. It's about what's right, so that we could all find the best path. And if there's a different way, let me know. Let's help people through this interaction, these questions. You could even send in articles or videos that might have a different point of view of what I'm putting out on this channel. And I can respond to that so that we can understand pros and cons and the benefits, because I think nothing's all bad or all good, right? It's how does it serve and what value does it provide to the individual? So I love exploring new ideas or dissecting philosophies to see what works and what doesn't. This is the lab. Wealth Labs. Let's try that out. Now, I'm also going to take segments when I do my one-on-one immersions, where I'll spend a full day with someone. And we'll take segments where you can see exactly how this information translates into implementation for an individual. So it's not just about ideas. It's about action that improves your life, especially financially. All right, there's another segment. It's called The American Dream. That's the name of my comedy special. I filmed it April of 2021. And I love doing it. And I'm like, hey, we have one of the best comedians in the world, Seinfeld, that had the coolest format. Now, if you haven't seen Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, I highly recommend it. But Seinfeld, the sitcom, still a juggernaut, one of the biggest, or it might be the best of all time. I get that there's some opinion there, but it's just been huge. And he started off with stand-up, and then there was the episode. So I'm taking elements and segments from stand-up comedy that I've done that might be making fun of Wall Street or insurance, or might be talking about crypto or tax or all things finance. So you don't get caught up in the ream, which is someone else's dream, but you figure out your own and make sure the finances are consistent and the financial house is in order, so you can see past the myths so you're not reamed, right? We're going to laugh at money's expense for a change. Yeah, that was a pun. Pretty terrible. I promise it will be more funny than that. That was the low for the American Dream. And we're also going to do something called the drop-in on this channel. The drop-in, well, I love Hamilton. I don't know if you saw the play. I saw it in Denver. I saw it in Salt Lake City. But there's this song, and it's talking about in the room that it happened, the room that it happened, wanting to be in that room. So I'm going to let you in the room where these things happen, sharing segments from my speeches, or I'm a guest on someone's podcast, or I'm in a conversation that gets recorded, because sometimes people just pull out a camera. I want to share that. So you're going to drop into that moment. My commitment moving forward is to be vulnerable, to come from a place of love, to be more expressed. I grew up, I got a Mormon side of my family. My great-great-great-grandfather was the president of a Mormon church. My mom's side of the family, well, they were all Catholics, and they'd go to church 7 days a week. And what I learned as a kid is, well, I've got to do things a certain way to be accepted. And then you get into the world of finance, is where I've been for a quarter of a century, and it's like, this is how it's supposed to be. I wasn't supposed to have a beard, so my early pictures I'd always shaved. Once I was holding fake glasses to look more prestigious. That's all garbage. Eventually I was like, I'm going to grow my hair long because that's what I like. But on this, as we move forward, you'll get the real version of me. What's going on? How are things? And it's not just like, hey, this is the talking head. But I'm going to show up vulnerable and hopefully inspire you to do the same. I'll share what I know. I'll respond where I can. The focus is for me to be of value. But I'm going to use elements of entertainment so it feels more entertaining than educating as time goes on. So it doesn't feel like a struggle and a frustration and all that kind of stuff. Like, we all have so much to deal with. I want you to feel safe sharing your ideas here. What are your struggles? Or maybe celebrate the victories. And maybe even disagree with me, so we can grow together, learn together, and improve. No one knows everything that's out there. Let's support each other. I'm going to invite people in to help us out. If I have the answer, I'll give it to you. If I don't, I'll find someone who does have the answer. I get how confusing money can be for people. I've been there where life feels so complex. But if we can work together in this forum, as a subscriber in this channel, you can comment, you can ask questions. That level of engagement helps us to do this together, so it'll be easier than going at it alone. If I know the answer, again, you'll hear from me. If I don't, I'll bring on people that know more in that particular area. Let's learn together. If I can help money become more of an asset for you and less of a burden, well, we all win, because then the world gets the best of who you are. Within all of us is an artist, a value creator, a unique human being. But money has blinded the world so often that we can't even see each other or connect with one another. Let's change that. Let's bring light to this subject so it feels lighter, so it improves our lives. I love to write. I love to record. I love to examine all things money. So I'm going to share my passion with you so that we can conquer our fears around this crazy topic and find our flow. My aim is to plant a seed of hope and connection and expression in the hearts of people so that we can love our life and live a better life. So here I am. Allow me to reintroduce myself. Garrett, version 2.0, a little better, in love. I love you. Enjoy the channel.